Dystopia warning, obviously. I didn't think I was going to have to do any more dystopia warnings before the end of the year, but they just won't stop, will they? That is a Tory MP, apparently, Johnny Mercer, who has caused quite a bit of controversy today by launching a misogynistic, foul-mouthed rant at Carol Vorderman for simply pointing out his record of failure. You know, women these days, eh? Going around having opinions. Anyway, let's get into it. Not that! Jesus. Let's get into the story, shall we? It all started when Fred Thomas, the Labour candidate that's going to take Johnny Mercer's seat at the next general election, and who I can personally vouch for as being a bloody nice bloke, put out a concerned tweet because in February, Johnny Mercer claimed that he would end veteran homelessness this year, but instead it's increased by 14%. I, for one, am shocked that a Tory MP hasn't kept their promise, because that shit is unheard of nowadays, isn't it? He rightly pointed out it's an abject failure and asked for Johnny Mercer to apologise, which is fair, reasonable, polite. In fact, Johnny Mercer himself said in an LBC interview earlier this year, "You can hold me to it." You can hear it in his own words. Roll VT.
By the end of this year, I don't want to see a single involuntarily sleeping rough homeless veteran in this country. The numbers are not where people think they are. They are manageable. There's something we can do about it. There should not be any veterans involuntarily sleeping rough in this country by the end of this year, and you can hold me to that.
So how did Johnny Mercer reply? By insinuating that Fred was stupid, lying, then trying to create a distinction between rough sleeping and homelessness. What? It got worse. Enter Vorderman. You know, like enter Sandman. Fuck you. It essentially repeated what Fred had said. And what did Johnny Mercer, MP, say in response? In this instance, the MP standing for massive prick. Bear in mind, this guy is supposed to be an elected public servant. He accused both of them of misleading people deliberately for clicks, and then went on to make really personal assumptions about Vorders, saying that the only reason she's doing it is because it makes her shit, lonely life feel better. Let's clear one thing up, shall we? Because as a woman, I get this shit all the time too. They make the automatic assumption that because you're on your own and you're not putting up with a man's bullshit that you're automatically lonely and sad. Or that if you're angry or if you're impassioned about a particular topic, it's okay to drag you based on your appearance. It's tired, misogynistic, lazy, contemptible bollocks. And it's also peak small dick energy. He then goes on to say, no one normal really cares about your view. Oh really? Because this is how Labour's doing. I'm changing veterans' lives. What I came to politics to do. Keep going, vomit emoji. Okay. Except you fucking haven't, have you? Because just the other day I actually read a story about a veteran in their 90s that had been evicted due to a no-fault eviction. Something that always kept in place. Oh, I wonder why. Could it be this? Yeah. Maybe. I mean, this tit swaggers around like he's God's gift to women. He actually had to be told to stop spending money on vanity photos. Really? There's not just that, no. He once tweeted that all straight women he meets fancy him, which were referred to by other users as smug and rapey. Not being funny, mate, but I would, trying to think about how best to put this. I would rather glue myself shut than let that vast slug anywhere near my minge. Anyway, talking of minge, I've got previous with his wife, yeah. Earlier in the year, she was on Twitter conducting herself in an astonishing way for the wife of an MP. So I thought that I'd invent a little nickname for her. Because there's nothing in life that I dedicate myself to more than my ability to piss take. This is what I came up with. Felicity Minge. Didn't expect it to take off. It ended up trending at #1 in Britain. Because my followers are fucking brilliant. I still laugh to this day when I remember it. It got worse though. Someone ended up updating the Wikipedia page. But I think it was just desserts for dragging someone that's trying to make a really positive change to our country like Carol Vorderman. Anyway, talking of Vordy, she came back in. Cue the music. Carol went full Hansard on the twat. Beautiful. It's all on the record. He said it and he hasn't achieved it. Because whilst he's sitting there trying to deny that these really quite shameful facts are true, he's busy trying to claim that there's a stark difference between being homeless and not having your own home. What the fuck is he on? This is just objective reality. Meanwhile, Vorders is just calmly, one by one, digging out all the receipts of his failings. What did he really think he was going to do fucking with Vorders? There's so many reasons why this is a bad idea, right? Carol Vorderman's widely liked, you know, whereas the Tories are about as popular as a wank at a church fete. And I should know, got the caution to prove it. And there are actually people running around going, oh, I thought Johnny Mercer was one of the good ones. What good one? What good Tory is there? There are no good Tories. I mean, back in the day, yeah, you might have been able to, you know, disagree agreeably with one of them about why, I don't know, it's terrible that they're inflicting crippling austerity on people. And they could have gone, oh, well, you see, old boy, and you'd have gone, yeah, all right then, at least you're not mental. But, you know, those days are gone. Long gone. People are calling on Rishi Sunak to act on this. You think he's going to act on one of his MPs being misogynistic against a woman? I've heard about 3 separate Tory MPs be really deeply misogynistic to me online, including one publicly mocking my mental health, yeah. Plus, you know, I mean, we're currently in a position where James Cleverly, what is he, the Foreign Home Secretary? Fuck knows what any of them do anymore because there's been so many of them. But he made a joke about spiking his own wife with Rohypnol. He told guests at a Downing Street reception that a little bit of Rohypnol in her drink every night was not really illegal if it's only a little bit. And he laughed that the secret to a long marriage was making sure your spouse was someone who was always mildly sedated so she can never realise there are better men out there. Well, she knows now, and hopefully she'll get the fuck away from you. He did this at Christmas, a time when domestic violence shoots up through the roof. You know, we live in a country where 3 women per week are murdered at the hands of a man that they thought they could trust and love. The upper 90% of rapists never see a prison cell. What's Sunak busy doing? Oh yeah, that's right. Literally pretending he's Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, yeah.
Am I the only one here?
You might as well be, Sunak. You've got no fucking support. Quite fitting that he played a child in Home Alone, isn't it, considering that he wears the trousers of an 8-year-old. Anyway, in a fitting end to the day, history repeated itself. Because I made history repeat itself. Don't fuck with us, Johnny. We've got power that you haven't, and we're going to use it at the next election. Stop the Tories, don't vote. Vote tactically. If you're in Johnny Mercer's constituency, vote for Fred Thomas. He's a legend. I'd say fuck the Tories. The only good job they're doing is ruining their own careers. I'll say it anyway. Fuck the Tories.